So often in schools, and schools are not unique in this way. This happens often in families and in all different kind of organizations where people work. There's distrust and an inclination to blame. In fact, we all make mistakes. We all forget. And when relationships at schools are characterized by blaming, it naturally makes people terribly defensive.
If you have a kindergartner who's using a pencil and another kindergartner comes up and takes that pencil and the first kindergartner says, "You took my pencil," that second kindergartner is going to say, "No, I didn't," simply because the message about the pencil being used is framed as a blame. You did this. By the same token, you can meet a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, 60-year-old person, and if their husband or wife says, "You didn't do the dishes," they're probably going to turn around and say, "You didn't tell me to, it's not my job to do the dishes, it's your day to do the dishes." People just don't respond well to blame.
When educators are not able to work together in a more trusting, collaborative way, it undermines any and all school reform. And in fact, when we work with schools that are characterized by a high level of distrust and blame, rather than focusing on school climate reform per se, our recommendation always is, let's first focus on ourselves. Let's first focus on how can we become a more collaborative, trusting group of professionals who are learning and working together to support children.
It's just a very basic thing that filters through all types of communication, and if we could all learn to speak more in the first person when we are communicating our needs as opposed to in the second person, meaning framing our own needs as accusations as opposed to just framing our needs as personal needs, then communication would be much better.